Hi, everybody. It's me, Lillian. I'm back. I'm back again to tell you about surviving and thriving abuse. Last week, we were starting with the adult abuse. We started with physical abuse, which was really bad. And now we're on sexual abuse, which is just as bad. But I want to tell you first, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a teacher. I'm just someone who knows about abuse because I went through it as well. Now, I know a lot of you are sitting there going, what's she talking about? I'm not going through abuse. I was there too. And the abusers like that. The abusers like the power and the control over you. And they do it because they're hurting and they're frustrated. It doesn't excuse it. But we that are being abused, we are ashamed, embarrassed, we feel guilty, and we have a hard time trusting. So we don't know who to trust. And we won't call the police because, you know, that wouldn't work. And then when we get home, it would be worse. But if someone did call the police, we would give the abuser a free pass. Do not give them a free pass. Do not say, oh, I shouldn't have done this or I shouldn't have said that to make them mad and get them all upset because that doesn't help anything. That just lets them off the hook. And we can't do that. And I want to say too that I know that it's tough. Abuse happens to elderly people, which is really bad. And sexual abuse is really cruel and not very nice. And a lot of times they'll use sex as a weapon. And then they'll judge you because something went wrong in the bedroom. But that's not always true. They're just not satisfied. Matter of fact, I had an experience where he cheated on me too. So, you know, it was always my fault. But that's just not true. And then it always seems to turn out to go to rape. Now, with rape, we remember every smell, every detail of every thought we were thinking. And no means no. And when they don't listen, or it's not true. So you got to remember that it's not your fault, even though they'll say that it is. And they like you to live in fear. But I would rather you live in no fear. No fear of being hurt. No fear of, oh, what's he gonna do? What's gonna happen if he comes home? What if I don't make the right food or do the right thing or pay enough attention to him? That's just very nerve-wracking. So my goal is to not live in fear. And I'm hoping you guys won't either. And we should not, they like us to be victims. But I choose I'm not a victim. Because being a victim, you just do the same things over and over and over, and you never are able to get out of a situation. Now I know right now with the situation how everything is, it's tough and it's hard. But we have to remember that we can get through this. There are ways that you can get out of it and you can have your freedom, which would really feel weird for you if you're not used to it because you're always there. But in order to get your freedom, you just have to pack what you can take. Hopefully you can take your children. Do not tell anyone where you're going, not your family, his family, your friends, not even your kids, because they'll say, hey, daddy, you know what? We're going to this place. And then he'll find you. She'll find you, gentlemen. I'm including you because you will. Now, for to get out, it might be a little bit, but where there's a will, there's a way. And, you just have to be careful and be smart about it. Now, if you're going through this and you think, Elaine, I'm not a victim, what are you talking about? I was there too. And you thought you deserved it, but you didn't. In reality, that's what they like for us to believe, but it's just not true. Dick Wolf created Law and Order Special Victims Unit. And I like that show because he showed it from the police standpoint and from the victim standpoint. The victims are scared, they're frightened, even the males. And a lot of times they're like, men can't get raped, but they can. But they never report it. And then if they report it, they go through the court system, and the court system, we know the law is flawed, but they're doing the best they can. And then they still don't feel satisfied. That breaks my heart, but there's really nothing that we can do. We can try, but it's just very difficult. And there's other shows I would watch like Dateline and 48 Hours, and they always wind up, they find the person beat up, raped, and murdered. And I pray that that does not happen to somebody else. You know, you can do everything right and they'll still find something wrong. That's just what they do with abuse, and physical and sexual. And unfortunately, gentlemen, that happens to you too. The women, they have a way. And remember, I told you about the signs. You see the red flags. You'll see when all of a sudden they'll have something in their eye or whatever. And this is also talking about when you get out and you date other people. You can see the red flags. You can sit there and say, oh, I don't think I want to be involved, or oh, I got to be careful. I know it's easy to say, oh, maybe it won't be so bad, but it always ends badly. And then you see the black flag, where then you're in it, you're in over your head, and it makes it really difficult to get out, but you can. You just have to have the will and the want. So I know you may not be able to write things down because they get suspicious, but I want you to look in the mirror, men and women, and say, I, your name, I, Lillian, am beautiful or handsome. I did nothing wrong. I do not deserve this. As long as you keep telling yourself that, that'll be a very good thing. And you gotta just believe it with everything in you. I know it's easier not to. So, I know I'm not Oprah. I can't give you a car to run away, but I'm Lillian, and I'm sending my prayers and my thoughts and my love to you all. And I hope and pray that you'll find a way out. And I want you to stay golden, and stay strong. And please be safe in this, and know you did nothing wrong. Thank you. Bye bye.